In this video, we're going to talk about the perfect work order from a maintenance tech's perspective via the iPhone or Android, any mobile device. Clearly, most maintenance techs are not at their computer when they're out and about in the field completing work orders. So, understanding how to go from an opened work order that has not been touched to a completed work order using your phone is critical. So as you can see here, I am in the maintenance tech view of my current work orders. And the first few work orders here are the ones that are assigned to me that I'm, in the process of working on, have not yet completed. And then here towards the bottom, I've got some recently completed work orders that have not been billed. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to look at a completed work order just so we can see the progression that's been made. So I'm going to click on this one, 8936. It's a work order that's in Oakland, as you can see. You've got some information on the tenant, and then details on whether we can enter, and then finally the description. So this looks like the tenant has reached out to the PM, being Shelly here, and there's floor underneath the toilet. It's falling apart. Toilet's sinking into the basement, and then some information on what the plumber tried to do. So here is the information that the maintenance tech is given. Hopefully there's also some conversation, perhaps a little bit of conversation happening in the background between the maintenance tech and the PM. So what does the maintenance tech do? The maintenance tech goes to the location and tries to assess the problem. And once they do that, they work a little bit, go in, they click hours here, and then the date is always today's date of what you're trying to do. So if this happened a day or two prior, you'll have to change the date. Now, we've already talked about this on another video, but it's critical to get this information in the day of so that you're not actually having to change the date here or trying to remember what you did a couple of days ago. But let's just say that we did this on Friday the 14th, and the start time was 10 a.m. Oh, 10 a.m. There we go. And it took a couple of hours, so we're going to put 12 p.m. And then the hours are immediately inputted there or calculated for us. Again, description. This is a section that always is left blank. The notes go into a different section, so we leave this blank unless it's overtime. Unless you know as a maintenance tech that this is overtime work, you would write overtime, and that's it. Otherwise, we leave it blank. So in this case, I'd go ahead and hit submit, and then the hours would be inputted there. Next, we go to notes. Here, I'm brought to a new screen that gives me a chance to write some notes. So whatever might have happened, fixed the toilet. It is no longer leaking. Okay, great. And then what would I do? I would click this add a photo to this note. Remember, every note needs a photo. Every note needs a photo, no exception. So I click add a photo, and here I could either just take it or look from my library, and I'm gonna look, all those funny pictures of me. But there's a picture of my toilet that is no longer leaking. So then I would hit save photo along with save note along with my photo, and we would be good to go. We can actually see here that there were already some images. So flooring underneath the restroom will need repairing, including under the bathtub. So let's look at what this picture might take a minute to download. But here you go. So there's a picture of what needs to be done. So underneath the floor. So this may be a work order that will have to be addressed in a new work order. This one's been completed. the initial problem's been completed, but there might be more things to take care of. And then inspected the floor underneath, and here we go. See, we can actually see what was being done. This will need to be repaired. Okay, so there you go. There are your images and your notes for this work order. So we're going to hit cancel, and that'll bring us back to the top. And then finally, to finish the job, we hit work done. All right, once that's done, it's very simple. You just click that. It will send a signal to your PM and to accounting that this can now be now be billed. If you accidentally hit that button, unfortunately there isn't a "Are you sure?" pop-up. If you accidentally hit that, it just work completed. Bam. If that were to happen and it's not technically completed, there is a workaround. You just need to email your PM to let them know that you accidentally clicked work completed or work done, and it needs to be kind of reassigned. It needs to essentially be reassigned to you, and that's a step that the property manager can take. That's it. That's basically it from the iPhone, how to complete a work order from the maintenance tech's position. So again, hours, no description in the hour section. Notes, every note needs a picture, and there should be multiple notes for jobs that are longer than a couple of hours. And then finally, work done when the job is actually complete.